I've always loved the idea of a mid-size overseas watch, but I have to confess that the existing 37mm Overseas has one design element that just gives me the ick. That ick stems from an asymmetrically placed running seconds counter at the 9 o'clock position. But this is why at Watches and Wonders 2023, I was so glad to see the debut of a 34.5mm model that utilizes a central seconds hand, offering better dial purity and symmetry to a mid-size overseas model. While scaled down, nothing externally speaking is sacrificed. Aesthetically, the case retains its handsome mixed set of finishes, largely brushed with accents of polish on the Maltese cross bezel, edges of the case, and edges of the Maltese cross links of the interchangeable bracelet. Functionally speaking, the smaller case even retains the 150-meter depth rating of its larger 41mm sibling. Most brands would have settled for 50 meters in this sort of scale down, and I'm so glad Vacheron is above that sort of cop-out. Regardless of the case material used, all of these mid-size overseas watches are 9.33mm thick, but models that have a polished metal bezel are 34.5mm in diameter, while those with diamond set bezels are a touch larger at 35mm in diameter. With the return to the usage of a central seconds hand, the 34.5mm and 35mm models have much cleaner and purer looking dials, only briefly interrupted by a frame date complication at 3 o'clock. I think it's great that there are multiple dial color configurations to choose from, but the next design leap for Vacheron is to introduce dial matching date discs. Not a deal breaker, just my one point of constructive dial criticism. With a smaller dial, you still have 3 central hands, 12 applied hour indices, and a hashed minutes track, but compared to the 41mm model, you do not have the dual outer tracks. The 41mm time and date overseas actually has 2 outer minute/seconds rings, which can feel a bit cluttering. So I'm glad to see these smaller models are not forcing that design aspect into the less dial real estate available. As we've come to expect, these 34.5mm and 35mm overseas watches include 3 interchangeable straps: a bracelet, rubber strap, and leather strap you can easily swap between with just a finger. With the case style and strap aspects I've just run through, it is clear why I've said nothing externally has been compromised to accommodate the smaller size. Internally, however, is a bit of a different discussion. Now, I get that using the in-house 5100 caliber within the 41mm overseas may not be possible in these mid-size models, but it's a bit of a shame that the automatic 1088/1 movement within these models only offers 40 hours of power reserve and does not bear the Geneva hallmark. To its credit though, the 1008/1 does have a full balance bridge for better shock resistance. All in all, it may seem like a small detail, but this simple switch back to a central seconds hand, rather than having a 9 o'clock small seconds counter that I feel is out of place, is a major improvement in the realm of their more mid-size overseas watches. Honestly, I think the 37mm overseas watches should be phased out, and instead replaced with the smallest diameter overseas, which can use the 5100 like the 41mm. With that hypothetical model alongside the 41 and the now present 34.5 and 35mm models, that would be the ultimate size range for the time and date only overseas collection. But what do you think? Am I too critical of time and date only watches that use an asymmetrical 9 o'clock small seconds? Or does it also tweak your turb as well? Let me know in the comments below. Pricing for this collection starts at 26,000 euros. You can find full pricing details in the description below, and be aware that the blue dials are boutique exclusives. To everyone watching this, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to hit that subscribe button. It means so much to us here at the Time+Tide team, and it kills us knowing that most of you watching this video right now have not yet subscribed to the channel. So we'd really love you to do that. Thanks so much in advance for subscribing, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.